Hello, everybody. It's Jane. Friday, the Friday before Christmas Eve and Christmas. Yeah, it's here. It came up like the storm that's hitting. It seems like the entire country. It's crazy. So I wanted to come on once more to show you how I'm wrapping some gifts because I am actually wrapping some gifts now. I'm worried we're going to lose power, so I wanted to come on and show you what I'm up to. Let me get my link for my text group, people. There I am, indeed live on Facebook. Are you guys wrapping gifts? What are you up to? I hope you're not traveling in this crazy weather. All right, off it goes. So as you know, if you follow me, I've been making all these ornaments and stuff, which I do all the time anyway. I really do. I love ornaments. I love making them. I have such a blast. And for little gifts, for cookies, for baked things, I always have these paper bags, right? And these I think I got at IKEA. I bought a bunch of them. They have a little red stripe down the side. Some of them have a brown. Oh, would this be great for chocolate? Hey, Amanda. How are you? Ice Storm. Amanda, where are you? That's what I'm really worried about now. We're getting in Connecticut, it's still below freezing, pouring rain, but the wind does sound like that, like a freight train coming. It's really scary. So I hope you're safe wherever you are and warm, Amanda. But these would be great for chocolate. They're fabulous. I love any kind of paper bag, glassine bags. I love. True cellophane, not the plastic. I adore. So I want to show you how I do this. Because look at how sweet these are, right? Remember making this ornament? If you don't remember, just head over to Surface Anthology, my channel on YouTube. It's just called Surface Anthology, and you'll see all the tutorials for these. But this was the one that we made with the little mushrooms and the sliced wood. This one, how cute is that, right? We made with the Jenga blocks. And I love this ribbon, of course, IOD. And this one, also iron orchid with glitter. And I used a little bell here. So let me show you how I do this because it's really easy. And I've got my beautiful buttons that Wendy gifted me. Look at how gorgeous. Because you don't have to have ornaments. You could use buttons, little things like these bottle brush trees. So you grab your bag, right? You got to have, of course, a hole punch and then ribbon. I brought over some of my collection, right? Look at this striped. It's so great. Love this. It's just cotton, like baker's twine. Hey, Nadine, New Hampshire. I'm right below you, Nadine, in Connecticut, right? It's supposed to get crazy. I think after 2 today, or, oh my God, I try not to even look. My husband's like, this is what we have to do before it freezes. So be careful up there, Nadine in New Hampshire, because this is going to freeze. Amanda's in Southwest Washington. You lost power yesterday for 3 hours, Amanda. 0-degree wind chill. Brutal. So thankful it came back on and is still on so far. Knock on wood. We fill our bathtubs, and I have a big slop sink with water because we're on a well in case, we want to use the bathroom and we have no power. So that's what we do. And we do have a wood stove for heating up water and heating the house. Oh, you guys. Hey, from Virginia. Hey, Debbie. How is it down there? I bet it's going to be like us up here in New England. Anyway, getting back to this, right? We love to talk about the weather in New England, right, Nadine? It's like We love to talk about the weather. So I collect all kinds of ribbons. This is vintage nylon ribbon from the 60s, but it's so pretty with a little picot on it. Look at this one. This one's made in Italy. I love it, but it's got Fresno. Hey, Michelle, Fresno, 41 degrees. And that's it, right? The citrus, because aren't we going into citrus season, right? Oh, Nadine, you had thunder. Oh my God. I'm terrified of thunder and lightning. That's crazy. Hey, Debbie, cold, windy, but no snow yet. And that's in Virginia, right, Debbie? Oh, everybody just be careful. Just be careful. So here, look at this ribbon. Isn't this absolutely, I used to sell it in my shop. It's by, for anybody that wants to buy it, it's by Studio Carta. I love it. It's so well made, I sew with it. It's incredible. Hey, Deborah, in Louisiana, 23, and it's going to be 19. Whoa, you are way colder than we are in Connecticut, Deborah. That's crazy. And I know Joni, I was chatting with my friend Joni of Weathered Wings. She's in Alabama. It's going to be like 19. And then my buddy Tammy in Illinois, right? She's like, it's freezing there now. It's crazy. And you know, she owns a farm, her and her husband. Their cows are giving birth. It's like everything's happening all at once. So it's wild, wild times, right? Hey, Danielle, how are you doing? Look at Santa and the Christmas tree. Oh, my little elf helper is coming over, my grandson Mateo. And he's like, Gigi, Santa is watching us. He says, don't be naughty. And I'm like, okay, we're going to be really good, right? And it's so sweet. It's like magic, right? Good to see everybody. So these are all the ribbons that, yes, I collect. I have boxes and boxes. Look at this one. This one's so great. This is a cotton ribbon that would look beautiful on these bags. And this is by May Arts. And I love it. I use this in my store when I had my Chalk Mercantile store. Deborah, hey there. In Tennessee, it's 1 degree. Wow. So it looks like that big cold area swath is missing the coast right now and is just dipping way down south in the middle of the country. That's crazy. Wow, wow, wow. You think of all those places as being really, really warm. And the last ribbon, by the way, of course, is my favorite. It's called Hug Snug. And this is that seam binding I tell you guys about all the time. It's inexpensive, but it looks vintage and it's so beautiful. I know, Deborah, can you believe it? That's crazy, crazy, crazy. And the scary, scary thing is the ice and when you have blizzard conditions and you can't see. Oh, so let's take a bag. So I just have these little bags from IKEA, but you know what? You can use, I'm going to put something in to weigh it down. Thunder Snow. Hey, Cecily, Thunder Snow in Buffalo. And you guys, you're known for the snow, right? Buffalo. My husband worked up there, and he says, man, they just know snow up in Buffalo. And Thunder Snow, that's crazy. And Danielle is saying, by this afternoon, northeastern Pennsylvania will have sub-zero. That's what's going to happen to us. So it's kind of spreading out in this way. It's snowing right now, but you're used to it. Absolutely. Wow, crazy. We've already lost our chimney cap, right? That's been on the house since we built it, 11 years. And I said to my husband, don't email the roofing guy because I want to be on his, schedule after the new year. And he's like, don't worry. I go, Rex, we're going to have little raccoons, birds. We can have owls in our chimney, And I said, and then what are we going to do? They're going to have to be our pets. I said, so we have to get that chimney cap back up there. But man, that thing flew off. All right. I know, the poor South, they're not used to it, right? And you got to be careful. It's the driving in it. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So all you do, you guys, get your bag, fold it over after you've got it, you know, what you want in it. Grab and use stuff you have around the house, right? Your hole punch. And you just put a couple of these in. You could do one, and I'll show you that in a minute. But you just do that. And I have to show you the button. Look at how cute this looks, right? Deborah's saying, I love crinkle hug snug. Yes. Oh, the torn chiffon. I still have not been able to find that in velvet ribbon this year. I have to find that. I looked for velvet, and I'm like, am I going to start investing in velvet, right? But you see it, and it's so beautiful. So I have to get some. Yes, and Deborah's saying, be safe and warm and pray you don't lose power. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the weather. You got to be prepared for everything. And now the South knows that too, right? And I think they have. I remember a few years ago when all the oranges froze. All right, so what am I doing here? So here's our bag. We're talking about the weather, right? Here's the bag with the 2 holes in it. And you guys, all those ornaments we made, think if you had a very large bag, use your ornaments that you make to decorate those bags because they'll look just beautiful. For this one, and I think it was Kathleen who told me to put this mold on top of the hole right there, right? Which I love. You don't have 2 holes to put your ribbon or string through. So all you have to do, and I'm going to use my linen here, my linen string, because I need something small, is you just pop this through. I'm looking at those. I'm so glad I get to see everybody's messages today. Put it through like this. Oh, Deborah, thank you for this hint. She purchased a yard of chiffon and tore it yourself. Right. And, you know, as a quilter, we used to tear the cotton. You know, I used to work in a quilt shop years and years and years and years ago. And you could do that with chiffon and any fabric, really. So I'm going to do that, Deborah. That's a great idea. And I bet you I have a piece of vintage that I'm never going to use. What am I going to make with this chiffon? Hey, Ari, good to see you. She's saying Merry Christmas to everybody. It's almost here. All right, so for this, when you have 1 hole, I have my bells. I have these little jingle bells that you can use, which would look really cute, right? Or, you know, I love my buttons. You can use a button, right? Here's a little button. The white matches, and you just put the string through. 1. I'm going to get this a little bit closer. There we go. All right. So you put your string through, and just ignore my extremely dry hands. I've been cooking and baking and washing my hands, and I haven't used as much moisturizer as I should, right? You go back through. I mean, the lucky person that gets one of your ornaments, I'll tell you. The other side, and then through the second hole, and you just tighten that up, right? And there, look at that. How beautiful is that? Just tie it in the back like this. And it's done. And look at how cute that looks, right? I love it. Hey, Debbie, saying Merry Christmas, everyone. Yep, same process Deborah's saying now. She said, if you didn't hear it, you buy, instead of buying chiffon ribbon, buy a piece of chiffon, and I just use my scissors. I don't know, Deborah, what you do. And I'll just do a little nick in the fabric like that. And then I pull the fabric apart. And you could just rip your own ribbon and it will look gorgeous. Isn't that pretty, right, Deborah? It's so pretty. So that's one thing. And the other thing I wanted to show you, put this aside, are these mother of pearl buttons. Now, I would, if I was doing this, and I was definitely going to use, where did my button go? Did I lose my button? I had another button that was, oh, here it is. Look at this button. Is that gorgeous? I mean, this is crazy. This is absolutely beautiful. But if I was doing this as a finished bag, right, I would make these two holes a little bit closer together so you don't see them kind of peeking out. But look at how this looks. Let's see if we can use the Hug Snug stuff. And I cut the ribbon at an angle like that. Go through. Yeah, it does, right? Oh, thank you, you guys. Thanks, Cecily and Amanda. And Deborah's saying, that sure turns a brown bag from okay to elegant. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't need to buy those gift bags. Get yourself some brown bags. Frankly, use ones you get at the grocery store, right? And do something like this. Why not? Let's see if I can thread this button with the Hug Snug. And my slippery fingers. Ah! I need to, you know, I used to, when I had a salon, we would have that, that deep, you know, you put your hands in that wax. I don't remember what it's called. But man, I used to love that. You put moisturizer on and then paraffin wax. Oh, my hands are so shot. All right, so I'm going to go in the opposite hole here. If I can do it. And I even, there we go. Right, there it is. Now, if you don't want to see the bow on the front, you could go right, thread it right back through that hole and then come out this hole, right? And then the other way. But I like to see the bow. Now, I'm not a good bow maker. But look at how sweet this is. Right? I mean, how adorable is that? And for those of you that really know how to make bows, my friend Kim Rutherford knows. Look at how sweet that is. Oh, I love it. I got to pull out now a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Isn't that adorable? I just think that is the cutest thing. And if you have somebody that like collects something like buttons, you could fill this with some beautiful vintage buttons as a gift, and then they get a little hint of what's inside with that button on the front. But I just think that, isn't it sweet? Oh, and yeah. Deborah's saying Hug Snug has so many colors. Deborah, I still do have a wholesale account because I used to sell it. You could go crazy with the colors. You could cut off the ends like that, right? Just a little angle like that. Or, I'll take a piece over here to show you. You could take your ends of your ribbon, fold it in half, right? And you cut at an angle, and you get that classic ribbon end. If you could see making my camera focus, but isn't that beautiful? So you guys, that's it. I just wanted to show you how I'm wrapping up cookies, little crazy things I got. And Danielle is saying, Jane, we could use cameo molds like a button. Oh, that's why I brought that out, right? Absolutely. As a reminder, and Danielle is saying the cameo, which would be stunning, and I don't have it right near me. But yeah, you just put a couple of holes or one hole or whatever, and yeah, and you could use them like a button, put holes in them, and make something really, really beautiful. And I think a really special gift. You know, I see stuff like this. I'm such a sucker. If somebody had like things wrapped like this in a bakery or a store, or maybe somebody's getting a beautiful piece of jewelry, you can really, really create a beautiful package, right? Deborah's saying, Danielle, that's a great idea. Absolutely. And the other thing is, you guys, we have all these molds, right? We have all this stuff. Let's use it. Because I know a lot of you, like me, we could kind of hoard everything. What are we going to use it for? And that paper clay, once you open it, you want to use it. So this is a great way to do that. And then the last thing I wanted to show you, because somebody asked me about the glitter, the German glass glitter. And oh, I've got look at these. Look at him. He's fabulous. But this is, and it's, the lighting I have is kind of flat, but this is German glass glitter on these. They're plastic, what are they called? Figures of deer, right? Danielle saying, we art supply collectors have all this stuff. Absolutely. And more, right? We have crazy stuff. You guys, I mean, listen, let's put him aside just for a second. You could stamp your bag. You could do all kinds. We have the stamps. We have the stencils. It's incredible, right? Isn't he incredible? Isn't he handsome? And the thing is, what's making me nuts is my lighting doesn't show how glittery he is. And his buddy, right? I have 3 of them, right? I have this guy. This is like a young buck. And then I have the female, the doe. And I put these on a desk I have in my living room. And with regular lights, you walk by and they're just beautiful. And these, you guys, are at least 5 or 6 years old. Oh, thank you, Nidhi. Aren't they amazing? So the thing they asked about was, what happens to the German glass glitter? Because this, remember, is sterling silver on glass when it starts to tarnish. And I wrap these guys. I don't leave them out all year long. If I did, they would get very brown, very tarnished. But you could see here, right? And it still glitters beautifully. The camera's just not showing it. But it gets this beautiful patina on it. And it's gorgeous. Look, just around the ears and her nose. So don't be afraid to use your German glass glitter on stuff like this. I leave these out. They're probably out for 3 weeks every year. And then I wrap them loosely in craft paper. I wrap them and they go in a plastic bag until next year. And they really look great. You can, see that beautiful patina that you get on the sterling. Hey, Barb, there you are. How are you? Yes, Icy Oregon. Oh, and Deborah's saying quickly, right, going back to the clay, I learned that putting my clay in the fridge prolongs the usability. I'm going to try that because I keep opening them up and, using it. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm so afraid. So I'm going to try that. Oh, Barb is saying, I'm going to make the Christmas tree that I got from you in a kit. Yay! please share with us so we could see it, Barb. And yeah, they really look vintage, right? And I kid you not, when you see, these are like little tiny mirrors. I can't stress this enough, right? That reflect the light and they just look gorgeous when they're in a room. They're just so beautiful. And candlelight, they're beautiful. I did. Debbie's asking, did you glitter those yourself? Yes. And what I use, you guys, is a giant, I have a, what is it? A cake roll pan? Like one of those pans that has like an inch, it's very shallow. A new one that I just keep. I don't use that little sterling, my little sterling platter I use for small things, but for stuff like this, I use a big cake roll pan, glitter, and then I dump all my glitter back into a bag if I have anything left over. And I use Elmer's glue. Elmer's glue is what I use, and it works really well. Barb, I am so happy to see you. I got worried yesterday. We had our membership, our Surface Anthology membership Zoom call, which was wonderful. And I saw Barb for a minute and then she disappeared. But here you are. Danielle! Danielle, thank you. Danielle knows me and vocabulary. It's a jelly roll pan, not a cake roll. Danielle, I'm laughing because I brought my awl, and I said, Danielle's going to help me. I hope she's on, in case you need to stuff your string or anything through a hole. This is what I use. It really helps. And I'm like, Danielle's going to know. It's an awl or an owl, an owl. I was like going through it. I was laughing, but I thought of you. Oh, Barb, you lost sound. Oh, no. That could be Facebook. Nadine is asking, I wonder if you could use silver cloth to wrap the deer. Would that retard the tarnish? I bet it would. I bet it would. The whole thing with this is you don't want oxygen. Oxygen is what leads to the oxidation, right? And so you need to seal it off somehow. And I bet that cloth would be perfect. Absolutely. Yay, Shannon's here. I know, Danielle. It's bad. You never want to be on like a team with me, forget a spelling bee, but anything, any kind of trivia thing. I'm like, what's that called? And I'm sort of close, but not quite. And I've been like that my whole life. Oh, all, pronounced all. Thank you, Deborah. Debbie's saying, I made ornaments from the kit I got from you for my husband's staff. And they love them. Oh, is that special? I wish you had taken pictures too. They were so pretty. Yay. Shannon's so excited. Shannon, how you doing out there? Thank you, Barb. Thank you. It's the best. This glitter is the best. And to me, yes, it's obviously more expensive than plastic glitter, but look what you get. And I've got ornaments that are decades old that I wrap up. So it works really well. Oh, Danielle, thanks. She says, I love kits. Me too. Kits are the best. So you guys, I am so excited that you were all with me today, learning how to wrap little, gifts using paper bags. Those, remember, lunch bags, our school lunch bags, glassine bags, use for bigger presents. Use a grocery paper bag. I think it would be great. And I do love that high-low, right? The humble craft paper bag, and you kind of elevate it with buttons, or you could tie a little brush tree on, whatever, or just using a cool vintage ribbon would make it really, really special. Everybody, oh no, Shannon is saying, my car looks like a frostbit popsicle. Be careful of that ice. Ice is what freaks me out. Black ice, you just have to be very, very careful. I say to, my kids, my husband, when it gets really bad, nothing is as important as your safety, right? So that's the most important thing. I know, it's her popsicle car. Oh my goodness. Be careful, everybody. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. It's so good to see you. I hope you all have the most wonderful, wonderful Christmas. I hope it's safe, happy, that your bellies are full, right? You have that yummy, yummy food, and that you get to see special people with you and experience that. Deborah's saying, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Danielle, happy, happy Christmas, Jane, and everyone. Absolutely. And Debbie, I love sharing all this stuff. It's what I'm doing. I'm literally doing these little bags, for little stocking stuffers, little bags that I'm going to give everybody as they come over. So I wanted to show you guys. Barb is saying, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy Christmas, right? I love watching, Danielle, who's the Charles Dickens, the little boy who runs around, and Scrooge, and he's Happy Christmas, everyone. Is it little Tim or Tom? I'm so bad. Deborah's saying Merry Christmas to all and yours. Absolutely, you guys. I will probably be back here next week doing something kind of transitioning from Christmassy stuff to winter stuff, right? Then we think about winter and, of course, Valentine's Day. Thank you, Danielle. Tiny Tim. Oh, man. Danielle, you're the best. If we were on a team for trivia, I'm like, I want Danielle, please, on my team. Tiny Tim, yes. Nadine saying, thank you, Jane, and have a wonderful Christmas, everyone. Everyone have, Nadine, Tiny Tim, right? Oh my goodness. Everybody have the most wonderful Christmas. I will see you back here next week. And happy painting, right? Happy creativity. And make sure you share what you're making, over in the Painted Cottage Facebook group. If you're in my membership, post it in our group. We all want to see what you're up to. I know Danielle